Hey guys, it's Eagle, and welcome back to another episode of Nomifactory. In the last episode, we started to dabble in a little bit of the deep mob evolution mod, and as you can see here, I did a little bit of work in between that episode and this one, and we got a little bit more set up here. So we've been training some data models. Right now, we are training the slime data model, which as I'm looking at it here, looks like it's already done. So I am out of polymer, but we have obviously been working. I think we have the slime one all the way done now, the zombie one. I think there's one more we have done as well, the creeper. Yeah, so we have those three done completely, and we've been able to start generating some materials, but that's just a taste of what we're going to get going on today. I have a lot of things that I think we need to get done, but I don't really have any kind of general direction. I'm just going to kind of go where the quest book takes me and see what happens. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you are liking the series so far, hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're not too far away from that. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But otherwise, let's get into it. All right, to start this one off, let's go ahead and check inside the quest book. We're to the point now in Greg Tech that I have never been this far. Everything here is basically a foreign language to me. So I don't really have a whole lot of idea what the best course of action would be to go. So I'm just going to do what I know in modded Minecraft and just try to complete quests little by little and learn as we go. So I have kind of looked at this and I've used my clipboard again to kind of just make a list of things that we need to make that are going to help progress us through the quest book. The first of which is going to be, I mean, they're in no particular order, but we're just going to kind of start trying to complete some quests using the MB circuits that we had made in the last episode. I think it's becoming abundantly clear that we are going to need to expand our base outwards and kind of keep everything separated, because the last thing I want to do is start building some of these MB machines and get them mixed up and explosions start happening. I definitely want to try to avoid that. So I don't think we've, outgrown this base per se. I just think we need to kind of separate things off, maybe make another wing to this building at some point here. I'm not sure where or how or what it's going to look like. I could even build upwards if I wanted to. In fact, that is probably front runner right now, seeing as we have the elevators. But yeah, we're going to want to keep all of these machines separated, but close enough in distance where we can still benefit from some of the infrastructure that we already have, such as the power, because we are going to need more of that. And that's part of this next progression in this pack is going to be the numismatic dynamos, and that's going to be a big part of how we're going to get our power in Nomifactory. So we're working towards that slowly but surely, but I think we want to make a little base expansion at some point here in this episode and get the MB machines up there. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm thinking I'll just build it on top of this one and have the MB floor up at the top. But yeah, anyway, let's just go ahead and check this out here and see what we need to do first. Let's start with the canning machine. Let's check the quest, because I don't know for sure if it needs to be an MB or an LV or whatever, but let's check it. Okay. Well, it says it'll take both, which is not, that's all right. It'll take both. But the real question is, do we need the MV1 to make the medium battery holes? That's the real question. I'm not sure. Okay, use canning machine. We can put cadmium or lithium. We already have lithium. It looks like we can make it in a regular one. So let's just go ahead and make the regular one. That should be a little bit easier. So let's figure that out. Let's look at a canning machine. Let's look at the basic one. All right, we got the basic canning machine. We're gonna need 2 circuits, a pump, some tin cable. Not too bad. Looks like we just need another electronic circuit. I think I used all of them and made them into MV ones. So that's good. Oh, good. So we need to craft up a little bit. So let me get back to you in 1 second after I get some of this stuff remade. And after crafting up a few more of the base electronic circuits again, put those in here. We should have everything we need to make the canning machine. Cool. So that's one of our tasks done. As far as how we're going to implement these, I do not know. That's going to take a little bit of experimentation and some rerouting of some wiring and all that, but next thing I want to do is build the sifter, and this one I can also use the basic. I don't need the MB one. So let's see. Basic sifting machine. What's that need? Okay, so we need another MV hole, or regular LV hole, tin cable, of course. Always running out of that. Cool. What else are we gonna need? A couple more tin cable. Super simple. Item filters, which take zinc foil and steel plates. We don't have any zinc foil, but I do have some zinc ingots. We just gotta turn that into some foil. Zinc, that's nickel. I know I have some zinc somewhere. Zinc ingots. Do I not have any zinc? All right, well, we'll get back to that. Let's see what else we need. Looks like we're gonna need some pistons. Boom. And the piston. All right. Wonder why I don't have any zinc. Give me a second to get some zinc or find it somewhere. It's somewhere in here. I just gotta find it. All right. And after we did find the zinc from the sphalerite production, that I was using to get gallium from that. So I did have some zinc, I just had to search a little bit. So I made it into plates, and now I'm gonna rerun that through the basic bending machine, and that's gonna get us the foil that we need to make ourselves these item filters. So we just gotta let this go a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. We just need 16 of them to make the 2 item filters. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, item filters. And zinc foil. There we go. We got our 2, and that should be everything we need to make our basic sifting machine. So that's another one done. Very cool. Sifter. Now we're getting into some more complicated stuff and some new stuff. And we're getting into some MV components. So let's check it here. I think we want the MV extruder, which I also have the recipe for. So copper, nickel, MV machine holes. So this is gonna be our first MV machine holes. So let's go ahead and create a new crafting station here. So this one's gonna be our MV one for right now. So MV extruder, or advanced extruder. Okay, put that over here. We have the circuits. I'm not worried about that. We need this. Okay, we need copper cable. Copper cable. Recipe. You can only make that in the assembler. Oh, interesting. So I need to melt down the rubber, right? Silicone rubber, regular rubber. Chem reactor, extract rubber. I do sheets. Hope I can. Yeah, so I can take the rubber sheets in the LV extractor and get myself some rubber. So let's get some sheets. Okay. We're gonna have to make more of those steel drums. Those are very useful. I don't need this tin. I was using it to make some circuits, but okay, let's put the rubber in, and it's gonna melt that down. I have a drum full of methane that I just felt like keeping, but let's make another drum. Let's see, steel drum. Need long iron rods, which we can make by, let's just craft them. We need more steel rods. Where are the steel rods? I thought I just made a bunch of those. What? I could have sworn that I made more steel rods, but whatever. Let's make another stack of them. Some iron rods. Could have sworn I made steel rods. I have a stack of magnetic ones. I would have sworn that I would have made some regular ones, but apparently not. Let's let this go then. All right. And steel drum. Here's another one. Cool. That is a very loud sound. Now we just need to take the rubber out. Rubber. Very cool. And then we need to use the rubber in the assembler with the copper cable. In the assembler. Okay, rubber in. And then we need some copper cable. I made a bunch of it, so I'm just gonna grab a stack of copper wire. We're gonna make ourselves some cable. Cool. Well, that worked. We'll let that work. Oh, I completely forgot. I didn't even talk about this. Yeah, I made a lot of pulsating polymer clay. I had a lot of uraninite in between the last episode. I went on a spree and got a lot of it. So whenever we want to train the data models, whenever we get those finally, we'll have all the pulsating polymer clay that we're going to need to do that. Okay. Very cool. Well, steel drums are very useful in transferring fluids because you can just void them in your inventory. So I don't have a place for the steel rods in here. Huh, interesting. Let's go ahead and make a spot then. Okay. Where was I? I was crafting copper cable and I needed MV machine casings. But before I do that, I'm gonna need to make some actual tools. I think, unless there's a way I can make this somewhere else. I can make it in the assembler. Yeah, let's do that. So let's take our 8 aluminum plates and a program circuit. That should be about done here in a minute. So let's take our aluminum plates. Okay. Very cool. Let's craft 8 of these. I just feel like we're gonna need them. This is gonna take some time. So I'm gonna get back to you when I have all of these things made, and then we should be able to make our MV or our advanced extruder. Okay, and a little bit of crafting later, and we have a lot of the ingredients that we're going to need to make ourselves the advanced extruder. I just wanted to continue crafting here and kind of show you guys what I'm doing. I am trying to craft the MV electric piston, which requires all of these things. Now, the small aluminum gear, I have to craft by hand for right now until I get the extruder, and then I can make molten aluminum, and then I think from that point I'll be able to actually cast out these aluminum gears instead of having to craft them manually. But also, let's get this MV piston, or MV electric motor, and what do we need for this? We just need some 2x copper nickel wire, which, easy enough. We can make 4 of those. That was easy. And craft. Okay. Coming on down on the last steps here. Piston, and then finally, the extruder. So we have ourselves an advanced extruder. These things are awesome. Okay. Now, awesome. So these things are LV, so we can have these on these first 2 levels, but this one's going to be our first 3rd floor machine. Our advanced extruder. Cool. Let's see. Sifter. MV extruder. Why didn't we get this one? It says we have it. Extruder is a universal metalwork machine. Extruder shapes are used for telling an extruder which shape to make. Extruders are no longer strictly needed for large pipes. Extruders use ingots. Okay, well, detect. Advanced extruder. Is that not what I have? If I throw it on the ground and pick it up. Huh. Well, I don't know why that's not working, but it should be. Anyway, let's just go ahead and collect this stuff. Very cool. And I think what's next on the list? Let's double check. Let's get ourselves the clipboard out. Take that. And the brewery is next. Okay, so the brewery. It is a LV machine, so we can craft it in here. We need another machine hole. Getting very good at crafting these. Let's make ourselves some more tin cable. Okay. Brewery. Need to make a pump. LV electric pump. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit. Need that. And we need bronze fluid pipe. We need some rubber rings. Where's my knife at? I know I have a knife in here somewhere. Yep, I have a steel knife in here. What do I have in here that I don't need? Soft mallet. Don't need the soft mallet in there. And make 2 of those. And we need tin screw. I don't have any tin rods. Because I'm lazy and I have 1,600 tin, I'm just gonna do it this way. So I'm not. Don't even ask. Tin screw. Okay. Recipe, cut that, tin screw, cool. And we need the rotor. I think I'm just gonna, I can't extrude the rotor, I can fluid solidify it. If I use the fluid solidifier and molten tin, I can make myself some rotors. Did I really use them all? I thought I had a spot for them. Yeah, it looks like I used them all. I definitely had a thing here for it. Rotor mold, okay. We need to put these into the fluid solidifier. Okay. Now, I don't know. Here we need to output. Might need to get another wrench. And we're gonna have to get a little bit of tin. Don't need this much. Let's get 32 worth. Should be fine. And I made myself some aluminum tools for that one. Let's get ourselves some aluminum gears or aluminum rotors with the output here. Cool. Let's make sure that it outputs. Yep, and we're getting 10. So that will work while we are continuing to craft. Let's put this back where we need it. Don't need that. Let's make sure we save that and that. Okay, so we have MV machine holes saved, pistons, motors. Awesome. Okay. What else is necessary for this? We're crafting that in here. Okay, we need the copper spring. Okay, and how do we make the copper spring? We can metal bend a long copper rod. And once again, oh, you're kidding me. Let's make an aluminum file since we have one. And make ourselves another ingot, or another one of these. And a long copper rod. Let's see. Cool. And then this we gotta put in the metal bender. Okay. I think that should do the trick. We have ourselves some copper nickel wire that we made, and I think I made 2 more stacks of copper nickel. I have a feeling for MV that's going to be really important for all of our crafts, so we're just going to go ahead and let that go. Cool. Got our copper spring. We should have our first 10 rotors coming through, and we do. Very cool. We can put those back into the system. Put the spring in. Get ourselves the brewery. Got to make the pump first. And then that should, theoretically, make ourselves the brewery. Very cool. So this is going to be, I think this is how we're going to make our first biomass. We can use some of the plant balls that we've got from centrifuging the rubber wood and turn that into biomass. I think that's pretty useful in getting our first plastics once we get going on to that. Now that's going to be a process that I'm going to have to do some research and some to figure out what that's going to look like, because I haven't the slightest clue how to go about doing that. All right, let's get our clipboard back out. We're making pretty good progress here. Brewery. Now we need the MV chemical reactor back into the MV machines. Advanced chemical reactor. Cool, so we have that. This shouldn't be too bad. A bronze rotor. Can we even make a bronze rotor in an LV one? But can we smelt it? In the MV extruder, we can just use ingots. So that'll take some time. Okay, so for this, can we LV with bronze? It needs a bronze one, right? Am I stupid? No, it needs bronze. Okay, so I have some bronze dust here, so we'll use 4 of it, and then we're gonna go smelt that down. And then just like with the tin, we're gonna turn that into 10 rotors. And it looks like this should be the last of it here. And we should create us our last 10 gear. Okay, cool. Awesome. So we're getting our last 10 gear, and then we'll have ourselves a bronze gear here in just one moment. What else do we need? I think we're going to need another MV electric motor, so let's go ahead and craft that. And the machine hull. So machine hull, easy, already have that. Cool. And the MV electric motor, which we just need to make ourselves some 2X cable. So we'll make some of that. MV electric motor, boom, done. Brewery, everything we need except for the bronze rotor. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves that bronze rotor now. Perfect. Very nice. And put that into here. And we have our advanced chemical reactor. Now, this is an important machine because this is actually the chemical reactor that we're going to need to create ourselves that resonant cath rate to start automating some of the stuff in DME. So this is going to be a super important thing that we're going to need in the future. So that's really cool that we got that ticked off now. Yeah, so that's pretty much completed all the crafting portions of this that I wanted to do. I wasn't expecting it to go that easily, but I guess having that backlog of aluminum and some of this other machines going helped a lot. Now, let's take a time and look at the quest book and see where we can proceed. Okay, and after a little bit of time, let's go ahead and look through the quest book here and see where we're going to go. I figured out why that quest wasn't completing over here is because I didn't complete the MV hole quest back in the beginning here. So down here, I didn't have this one completed yet. I had crafted this, obviously, just didn't have it in my inventory. But now we have this in. Okay, now continuing, we're going to go back to this at some point and get this going here, but for right now I want to continue working through, let's see, let's go back into simulating resources. I think the main thing we need here is going to be very important that we start working our way through to get ourselves the Enderman data model so that we can start generating some Ender Pearls. So that's going to be the main important thing that we need to start doing here. Now, in order to do that, we're going to need some hellish matter. And it says here that we need overworldian matter and netherrack to craft into hellish matter. And we can't get netherrack yet because I don't think we can go to the nether. So we have to get dust blocks and lava. So we're going to start some basic chemistry here. And luckily, I already did the liberty. I'm going and collecting a little bit of lava. Now, it's not going to be enough, but it's what we got right now. So let's go ahead and stop this from working. Let's go ahead and let this drain out all the water here so that we can replace it with lava. Cool. And let's go ahead and put our lava in. Now, unfortunately, it only makes 3 at a time, but it is what it is. Okay, so we'll have to figure that out. Now, that'll be able to make us 3 hellish matter. Now, let's see. We got to make 1 first. So let's go get ourselves some overworldian matter and craft our first hellish matter up here at the top. Okay. And our first hellish matter. Cool. So there we go. That quest is complete. Claim that. Now what? Okay, so now it looks like we can make this nether cake, which was my goal, because I want to be able to get into the nether. Let's see what it says here. We can't do it until we make our first piece, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what do we need? We need 3 netherrack dust, which is going to take 3 more buckets of lava. Obsidian we have, cake base we can worry about, and the soul sand. How do we make soul sand? Unstable ender pearls, dwindle cream, dark sugar. Wither dust. Do I have any wither skeleton skulls? If I did, that'd be huge. I have an enderman head. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to do this the hard way and use a piece of hellish matter to create that. So let's go ahead and use the 1 piece of hellish matter we have and find a piece of sand and make ourselves 4 soul sand. Okay, so that's part of it. Now we just need to pulverize netherrack, but we need more lava to do so. But we got the obsidian. Now let's look at the cake base. Okay, so we need 2 pieces of sugar, dough, and a bucket of milk. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the bucket of milk. We should be able to make the sugar fairly easily. We just steal some cane from our farm, and we have ourselves some dough already pre-made. Let's go ahead and run over here and get ourselves the cow milk. All right, and now we have our sugar canes, crafted sugar, and we need milk, sugar, and our dough, and now we have a cake base. We have that, and it looks like all we need to complete this is 1 more piece of netherrack. So let's go ahead and add ourselves some more lava. Make ourselves some more netherrack. Okay, and after pulverizing down our netherrack, we now can make ourselves the nether cake. Very nice, and all we need to refill it is obsidian, it says. Very, very cool. Very nice. So we have this quest completed as well. Finally get to the nether, and that's going to help us quite a lot in getting all the netherrack we're going to need to make ourselves some hellish matter. Well, that's been a lot of crafting and some pretty exciting things here in getting to the nether, but I just think that I need to take a second and expand our base a little bit, and that's going to be, I'm going to make a quick little time lapse for you guys, and then we're going to have a place to build all this stuff. Okay, not too shabby. I like the way this turned out. I think it looks really cool. I like the skylights with the shaders. I think it looks sick. So this is going to be our MV area. This is where we're going to have some of the MV power generation. We're going to have to get some power generation up here, as well as some of our different machines that we're going to have working on. I also want to have the nether cake. That's going to be up here as well. That's going to be something that I really, really want to have up here. Now, I think the way that we're going to proceed here is we are going to need to get a lot of hellish matter, which is going to require us to get a lot of netherrack. So how are we going to do that? That's going to be going into the nether and actually getting some netherrack, actually mining for some netherrack. Ender pearls, we don't have a whole lot of them, but we should have enough to make ourselves enough extraterrestrial matter to craft ourselves the Enderman data model, and then we can start working on that. So I think what we're gonna do, I don't know how this works, if I can pick it up after, but since we're going there, let's go ahead and just put, let's just put it in this corner, because I don't think it's super important. Hopefully we can move it, but let's put that there. Put it on top of nether, put the top of some netherrack, and that is perfectly fitting. But let's go ahead and eat this. Oh no. What about? Oh, good lord. Okay. Before we die, I'm just gonna dig myself into this hole. Goodness gracious, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in all very, very quickly. I heard sounds. I heard everything. Now, I think good thing about the nether, there's gonna be some good mining we can do here. I don't know what that is, but we should be able to get some good mining done here. But that's not our goal right now. We will do some mining in between episodes and kind of see what we can come up with, and I might show some clips of that. But for right now, my main goal is to collect some netherite, and I think we can do that here and create ourselves a little base inside. Oh, why is that not working? We're gonna create ourselves a little base in here. Not too bad, not too bad. Cool, let's go ahead and collect ourselves some of this netherrack. Ooh, you know what I just realized? I don't know how to get back. I think there's a quest to get an overworld cake. I didn't think about that. I really hope that that's a thing. I really hope that there's an overworld cake that I can get for free. So let's go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, I'm gonna be trapped here. I think I can use /home and get back. But anyway, yeah, give me my cakes. Give me my overworld cake. Goodness gracious. Okay, so that was almost bad, but we can get back now. Boom. Okay, and it takes us right back to here. Very nice, very nice. All right, well, we got ourselves some of the netherrack, and I think all we need to do now is just grab ourselves a ton of this overworldian matter and get to crafting. So we need this in here. We can make 64 of it, which should be perfectly fine for now. There we go, 64 hellish matter. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go back into the quest here. And there are some hellish mobs which we can use and will use eventually, but we're gonna have to gather some of the base materials for that first. But let's go ahead and check out the extraterrestrial mobs. What do we need exactly for the Enderman data model? Just one ender pearl. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna need 8 total ender pearls. Let's just hope that we have 8 ender pearls in here. And we have 5. Oh, good. So I'm gonna have to take a second and go kill some Enderman. I did not think that was something that I was going to have to do, but we're gonna have to figure out a way to get some ender pearls. So yeah, so let me go ahead and stop this, and then I'll be back to you when I have some ender pearls. Okay, and luckily I learned you can use pulsating dust and a diamond in the alloy smelter to get yourself some more ender pearls. So that's not too bad. It's a little bit wasteful, but that's okay because this is all in the process to be able to generate essentially limitless ender pearls. So let's go ahead and create ourselves 7 extraterrestrial matter. Cool. And that should be that quest completed. Awesome. And then from this point, we can take the Enderman data model and craft that. Very cool. So we want the blank, we want the matter in here, and we want the ender pearl. And very cool. Now we have ourselves a basic Enderman data model, and wow, that is a lot of RF per tick. I don't know how we're going to be able to get enough power to generate that, but whatever, we'll figure it out. The next thing I'm definitely going to want to get is this shulker data model because they are how you get diamonds. So that's how you're going to get diamonds generated, and that is going to be the essence of power generation for the next part of the pack. Using the numismatic dynamos and diamonds, you can get a lot of power that way. So that's going to be something that we're definitely going to want to do. But for right now, let's take our Enderman data model and go try this thing out, see how this is going to work. And we just need to put it in here is fine. It's full of power. We've got 2 million in here, but I don't see this lasting very long. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some pulsating polymer clay, at least an initial amount, just to see what we got. Put this in there. And holy cow, that is taking so much power. So it's very clear that we're going to need a pretty robust power setup to get these things running at any decent amount of rate, which is why it's even more important that we can create power from diamonds, because that should be enough to just kind of refeed back into this setup and create ourselves a power loop to where we can continue to go from there. But anyway, this is going to produce us more extraterrestrial matter. We're probably going to have to let this thing run pretty slowly because it only can do what looks like it's only going to be able to do 3 until it runs out of that 2 million RF buffer that we had built up. So yeah, we are not producing nearly enough power for a data model of this tier. But anyway, that is where we are from there, and then we're just going to kind of let this thing build up. It's not going to be able to run it until we fill it full of power. So let's go ahead and turn this thing off and let it build up some power. Again, it should be building up power. Oh, is it not getting any power? It should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be getting any power. System deactivated by redstone signal. What if I just take this out? Then does it build up power? Huh. Let's see, is this one building power? See, this one's using power too. So for some reason, power is not being brought into here. So we're gonna have to see what's going on there. Actually, I remember why. I have to disconnect this cable because this is using the power. Let's see if I can do it with this. Yep, so that works. So now this should be getting power again. It's not. Anyway, I will get back to you once I figure this out. And after a little bit of digging, I figured out why that wasn't getting any power. For whatever reason, I don't think, maybe it has something to do with me traveling to the Nether. This setup was not working. They were full, and this was not generating any sugarcane. So I had to manually reset that, so it's going to be powered up again. Still don't have enough to run it consistently. We're going to need a different power generation setup for that, which we will do, but we got that figured out. So now it's rebuilding up power, and we can slowly but surely kind of get more extraterrestrial matter from the Enderman data model. But we can go back to our clipboard here and see we made a lot of progress here. We can even tick off data models, because realistically, that just meant Enderman data model, and from there, I can create all the other ones we're going to need. So that puts us pretty close to getting this Automate Resonant Ender quest that we're going to need, and that's going to be the basis, like I keep saying, of automating items. And the Vibrant Alloy is also going to be part of that, because that's going to allow us to make the numismatic dynamos to, like I said earlier, re-loop the power. So big old part of the pack coming up here soon. I don't know when that'll get done, but I'm going to keep grinding towards it. I'm going to do a little bit of work in between episodes and kind of get this all fleshed out, and maybe I'll give myself some numismatic dynamos in between episodes, depending on how hard they are to craft, and hopefully I'll have that set up. But I think that's where I'm going to leave us today. I think we did a lot today. We got a lot of machines crafted. Didn't get to use them much. Like I said, I don't really know what they're used for yet, so we're going to have to read the quest book. But we got the building expanded, and we got some more data models made, so I'm pretty excited about that. If you guys are as well, don't forget to like the video. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, I would really like to get to 1,000 subs. I think that's a really cool number to get to. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you made it to this point, go ahead and hit subscribe, because these videos are going to continue to come out as often as I can make them. So the more support they get, the quicker I'll be able to make them. So that's kind of everything I got for this episode. So without further ado, it's been Eagle. Peace.